Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and we're going to be talking a lot about narratives, how they're controlled, how they're made up, and how they're used to obfuscate and cover up the truth, all in the name of big, big, big money. You see, narratives are things that are sold to us, and a few of those narratives and those myths hopefully are going to be broken for you as I update you on the Conor McGregor situation and how much money he really is worth to Disney. And in retrospect, why a company like Disney, who, could stand to make hundreds of millions of dollars, and we're going to go over that in a minute, on a guy like this, would cover up for a violent rapist. Now, we've done a lot of videos on McGregor, but let's talk about his worth in this. The Mac Life is tweeting out that he boosted ESPN subscriptions to 7.6 million. Now, let me explain how this works. Right now, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu have an overall package deal, but in order to see pay-per-views that they charged for this one in North America, $64.99, you had to be part of that subscription-based service. Now, they give you a package option, but if you just go with that alone, it's $5 a month. Okay, so I have the ESPN Plus subscription myself, just in case, because they banned VPNs and whatnot. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, what does that really mean? How many did they have before? Well, they closed out with 6.6 million subscribers at the end of December. And I'm a big fan. They didn't have any other pay-per-views. The 1 million plus subscribers that they got was to purchase, in essence, this, okay, at $64.99. So that's 1 million pay-per-view buys in North America alone, all right? And at $64.99, you can imagine that's a hefty sum. That's a hefty sum that he's worth right out of the gates, but then the subscription service is even worth more because it's a recurring bill. That's without all the promos or anything to do with the fight itself. Okay? So, when you look at that, you think to yourself, wow, man, he is worth a lot of money. And the irony is that when we're talking about the massive amount of evidence out there that, this guy is a violent rapist, right? Abigail Disney is calling Kobe Bryant a rapist. Now, I've talked about this a little bit. Look, you look at the two cases, and my point is this. Back then in the media, if someone accused you of something, okay, and it didn't even go to court, I don't know that she filed a criminal complaint against Kobe. I know there was a civil case. She dropped it. It might have been a criminal case before. There was alleged anal rape and choking, okay? She was not horrendously beaten as the victim in last December's case was alleged to have been. Not even close. But that was reported on, and this hasn't been, right? So, Abigail Disney doesn't have a lot to do with this company anymore, but she is the heiress, and if she's going to say this, she should be speaking out. Now, a lot of you gave me flack for daring to question whether or not the fight was actually fixed, right? I said as soon as Donald Cerrone started jumping in at press conferences when McGregor was asked about the alleged sexual assaults, I was like, whoa. I expected Dana to jump in, not Cowboy to jump in first. And we could talk about the grandma. We could talk about how he was being paid $200,000 to show and $200 to win. Basically, a win bonus doubles his payday. It's the only fight he's never landed a strike in, ever. The two previous fights, he complained when Gaethje's fight was called when he was getting whooped on and basically taking head strikes that should have been called. But he argued with the ref after that. There was no argument on this when he turtles up. Never lands a strike. Again, a half-hearted kick at the body that wasn't even really directed at the head, but we'll get into that in a second. But the big narrative of the whole thing was, well, Jason, he broke his orbital bone and his nose right away. Guess what? Didn't happen. Didn't happen. And by the way, we're gonna show you something else in a moment. What do you mean it didn't happen? That's the narrative, Jason. Jason, the narrative is that Donald Cerrone broke those and he couldn't fight anymore. No, he didn't. Donald Cerrone is on Instagram contradicting official reports the National State Athletic Commission, the media, everybody you've talked to, that he had a broken nose and his orbital bone in the McGregor fight. Remember when they told you that? When he fought Tony Ferguson, before that, his whole face was shut. They had to stop the fight. He still wanted to go. Let's read what he said. Did you get orbital surgery plates? I had some last year, went smoothly. Hope you are healing. Well, man, big fan. Surgery? I didn't have anything broken. Whoa. Nose and orbital look really broken here. And he shows something. He's like, because they didn't. That's because they didn't break. Not sure why the UFC always says that. So right there, you'll see that Cerrone didn't break anything. And now we're going to show something to you. It's going to be hard for people to watch. Okay? If anybody else can show me a stare down where Cerrone winks at his opponent before the beginning of the fight, show it to me, because it happens here. Let's watch it. Okay? As they bump gloves, guys, watch what happens. Watch what happens. Oh, winks right at him. Winks right at him. Want to watch it again? We're going to watch it again. Hopefully we don't get taken down for this. After all, it's not showing the fight at all. Okay? Looking at him, looking at him. Let's put those gloves up. Right there. Winks right at him. Right at him, guys. So you tell me. You tell me. Oh, no, this wasn't rigged? Wasn't rigged? No? Winks right at him. Watch. Boom, there it is. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. $200,000 wasn't enough, really. $400,000 if I won. Are you kidding me? I'm not getting pay-per-view points. So was there a bigger payday? I'm not saying it was 100% fixed, but he sure didn't show up. It was obviously his worst performance of all time. He didn't break anything like they said. Narratives are made. We already know the UFC has obfuscated and lied about all the evidence that McGregor is a violent rapist. Even my boy, Front Row Brian, who I disagree with sometimes, but can be found on Rockfin with Ben Askren in the Funky and FRB podcast once a week, says, I'm not saying he took a dive, but he sure didn't put up much of a fight. Pathetic. And playing nice with Conor the whole week? Some bullshit. Who pays for that? You know, I'm not even saying it was the UFC that paid him off. You know, who knows? The guy's worth a lot of money. And I'm talking about the guy behind me. Okay, he's big business to Disney. Big business. We have to realize that. Okay? And that's why it's so important that you guys out there help spread this thread right here, which I'm going to put into this, so people understand, man, this is the real deal. I'm not happy about what happened with Cowboy at all. When like I said, as soon as he started jumping in, when people were asking about things like, at the end of the day, there is no doubt that this young lady suffered a horrendous ordeal. The examination and all of the evidence shows that she was raped and very badly assaulted in that penthouse suite. That's a police source. That's a police source. That's not a tabloid. That's the real deal. All the forensic evidence, all the eyewitnesses, the WhatsApp messages are real. It's a long thread. This is the narrative that they've controlled, that this isn't real, that I'm a conspiracy theorist, that fights aren't fixed, and that people that are worth hundreds of millions, if not billions to others, aren't above the law. It's weird, right? But we do know they're above the law, unfortunately. Guys, thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share. We're doing at least 5 exclusive videos over on Rockfin Premium Style. I threw up a piece of an interview I did with Cindy Sheehan about CIA drones more than 10 years ago from the original InfoWarrior broadcast for members only over there. So $9.99 a month, you don't just get my content, you get a bunch of content. And I'm going to be streaming the debates Friday night live. The actual debates, you can't really do that on YouTube. We'll be able to do it on Rockfin. So if you are a premium member, you can come over. You can make some comments. We could have a good time. All my documentary films, they're free right here. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. Check them out in the documentaries playlist section right behind me. It's that easy. It's that easy, guys. You just go over to youtube.com/InfoWarrior. If you want to financially support me, $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Guys, I'm saying it now. If I can hit over $2,000 before Monday, I will go to the to New Hampshire where they're voting. I'm not sure what precinct I'll go to, but we'll live stream all day as long as I have cellular service, and we'll talk to people in New Hampshire live. But that's a long ways off. Who knows if we're actually going to hit $1,700 over the weekend? We got 3 days to do it. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you all on the flip.